Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So today we are going to discuss about the type 1 and type 2 error, and for discussing this type 1 and type 2 error, let's refresh our minds with one simple story of the shepherd and the wolf. So if we think that there is a shepherd who was, we all have gone through this story that the shepherd was residing in a jungle, and he was falsely saying that there is a wolf, so the people come for his help, and then later on they acquit coming based on the repetitive fake calls. And then once upon a time there was a the real wolf who came and then killed those sheeps. So in order to understand this type 1 and type 2 error, this is an excellent example to quote. So what we are looking right now are two green squares, and they are labeled as correct decisions, and then we are saying on the y-axis possible conclusions. So the first foremost hypothesis we will be making, and we are saying that there are actually four phases which you are going to observe in any study. The first one, that the study has no significant association between the two hypotheses in question, and that is called null hypothesis, and we accept that. So this is a correct decision. In another phase, we said that no, there is a significant difference between the, the hypothesis and the thing which is in question. So this is also a correct decision, and it is falling over here in the lower right panel green box. While there are two alternate options which you are saying, the first one is that there is no significant difference as it has been stated in the null hypothesis, but somehow our experiment states them that there is a significant difference. That sort of error is called as type 1 error. So which is called as we reject the hypothesis, but it was actually labeled as alpha, and we state it as p-value. So the element of chance that we are being wrong is placed in this right top box. And over here in the lower left side, we say that we accept a false positive result. Actually, there is a significant difference, but in our case, we say that no, there is an exoneration of something incorrectly. So the probability of concluding that that the fact doesn't differ, while in reality they do differ, is labeled as beta thing. And if we can elaborate recall the same example, look over here. So suppose in null hypothesis we say that the shepherd and wolf doesn't exist. So this is a correct decision. There is no existence of wolf and correlation with the shepherd. Or we can see that there is an existence of wolf and the shepherd. They do exist. So despite of the fact, these are the two possibilities which are correct. Now for the type 1 error, it says, in the type 1 error says, the false alarm called by the shepherd that there is a wolf coming, so the villagers are arriving. So this means that the probability of concluding a false positive result, well in reality that is not the case. And what about the type 2 error? In type 2 error, despite of the presence of a wolf, shepherd failed to gain the attention of the villagers, and this is actually what you can say conviction of in courtroom language, if we say it is it will be called as acquittal of a criminal, and in simple terms we can say that over here we are stating a false negative column. So this is type 2 error. So based on this notion, now you can correctly understand. So there is a correct decision, there is no shepherd, there is no wolf, or there is a wolf and shepherd existing together. Else, we are rejecting this hypothesis based on the false alarm raised by shepherd that there is a wolf, but in reality there are just the villagers making a fertile visit. Or there is no existence, there is an existence of shepherd and wolf together, but villagers don't believe that fact, so as you have seen over here. So this is called beta. So the power of study correctly designed would be depending more on the correct decision presented over here. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Hope you will understand this phenomena more clearly. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments box.